Are you aware of the assumptions you're making around intent when you come in contact with others? Because if not, this is a great opportunity to improve your life as a whole and those relationships. Because shifting your intent from where it is right now to assuming good intent can have a massive impact on your life overall. If you're new here, my name is Matthew, and my goal is to spark you to think differently so you can create new possibilities for yourself. And I really believe in long-term, steady progress over quick fixes. To start off with, I want to tell a bit of a story about a project I was working on last year. In this project, I was getting really frustrated. The people I was working with just were not gelling with me at all, and I found it really challenging to work with them. And as the days went on, I started assuming worse and worse around their intents. And a few months into it, I realized that I had grown to really despise these people. And instead of assuming good intent, I was assuming malicious intent, that they were actually out to get me or out to do harm and out to really make my life as difficult as they could possibly make it. And I don't really know what their true intents were. There's no way I can know that. But I can know that while I was assuming really malicious intent from them, I was having a really bad time. I was not enjoying working with them at all. And that's when I did a bit of a look at myself and realized that I wasn't assuming good intent at all. And I was being malicious back to them. I was being everything they were to me back to them. And I was creating this spiral of unfriendliness and uncooperation. Where I've come to with that group is that I slowly started to shift and check in with what intent am I assuming this group has. And over the course of days and then weeks and then months, slowly I was able to shift my assumptions around their intent to, at the end, I was able to see them as humans just doing the best that they can. And this was a really good reminder for me around the importance of assuming good intent. Because the intent that I assume is like a pair of glasses that I wear. And everything that I see is filtered through this lens of assumptions of intent. So if I am assuming that someone's being malicious or that they've got my worst interests at heart, and that's what my lens is, it's impossible for me to see their actions in any other way apart from supportive of my lens and my belief around them. So this is a really important thing for you if you want to set yourself up for the best life possible, is you need to be really conscious of what lens or what glasses are you wearing around your assumptions around intent of others. Most of us just have them by default and we don't really think about the assumptions we're making around intent too much. As in my story I mentioned, over time, we tend to build up these assumptions, and often we don't take the time to question them, to really ask, is this true that this person is out to get me or is trying to make my life difficult? And I really think the fact is that everyone is doing the absolute best they can, and everyone is acting in a rational and congruent way to their belief systems. I think it's very rare that people are actually out there to get others, to cause other people harm. Obviously it does happen, but it's certainly not common that I'm working with a project and they're out to get me. A good question to ask is, what assumed intents do I have just throughout my day in general? And how many of those are supportive of the person I want to be, and how many of them sort of take me away from that person? So let's look at an example from my morning. I get up and I go to gym, and there's the coaches there, and then there's the other people I train with. And if one of the coaches gives me feedback, my assumed intents around the coaches is that they want the best for me, they want me to prevent injury, and they want me to do well. And so that's the way I hear what they have to say to me, and I'm all good. But let's say someone else who I was training with wanted to give me the same feedback about how I was performing some movement. And if I didn't notice it, I could very easily assume that their intent was about them looking better than me, or them making me wrong, or them doing something to me that wasn't a good intent. And if I catch myself in that moment and go, oh, no, they are assuming good intent, then I can hear them the same way that I hear the coaches, or I can just hear them as someone just trying to give me feedback and let me know how I'm going. And that really changes the way I react to them. It changes what I say back to them. It changes the way that even my facial expressions when they're talking to me. And that's why I've got to be so careful about what are the intents that I'm assuming others have when I'm in conversation with them. So let's say you've decided you want to start shifting your intents to be more positive, to assume better intents of others. How can you do that? Well, the best way I found is to ask yourself a daily question. And that question would be something like, did I do my best today to assume good intents of others? And rank yourself from 1 being no effort at all to 10 being absolute maximal effort. I made 100% effort. And what you'll find is if you ask yourself that question every day and you kind of keep score every day, you'll start making more and more progress. When I was on that project I mentioned earlier and I was really struggling, that's what I started to do. I had my app on my phone, it was just a little notepad, and every day I just go in and write a number. And I want to see, am I making progress in the direction that I want to make? In this case I was, and I got to a point where, I feel like this is sorted for now and I didn't need to continue it further. Assuming good intents could also be used as a yearly theme or as a monthly theme, and if you're interested in more about how you could use it in that way, there's a video I've got around yearly themes which I'll link above. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, please consider subscribing. You might also want to check out my weekly email newsletter where I'm sharing recommendations and ideas I have as I have them. And until next time, the journey continues.